Hello everyone and welcome to Amani's Lightwork Keys to Akasha section of my channel. For those of you who are new or you're just visiting, welcome to Amani's Lightwork. Okay, so before I begin with talking about this section of my channel and the case that I'm going to be covering, I just want to first say Happy Mother's Day to all of you who may be mothers, your grandmothers, your mothers, your sisters, your aunts, etc. I bestow nothing but success, beauty, wealth, and vitality upon your life. Okay. Um, in terms of this section of my channel, I do cover news cases here. I cover celebrity passings, cold cases, missing persons reports, politics, etc. If you do have an inquiry about this section of my channel, please feel free to email me at hassaniife777@gmail.com. You can also send me a direct message to my Instagram because I'm always on there at AmaniIfe777. Okay, so before I dive in once again, I just want to say that these readings, these cases, they're solely based on channeling and interpretation, which means that I am using my ability and the aid of spirit to get these readings done. Okay, so with that being said, I actually got a request based on the R.Kelly case that I just covered, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and someone asked me to do an extension in a sense where just pretty much diving right back into his life, his personal life, his outcome, what's to come for his life in the coming months, etc., the coming year, etc. Okay, so I'm going to be covering that today. If you do have questions or if you do have inquiries, same thing. My email, my Instagram is available in terms of communicating with me. I'm pretty much, I'm usually readily available. Even if I appear to be busy, even if I'm not on the channel that much, I'm still pretty much available. So if you reach out, then I will, pretty much keep keep your information or what you asked me or your inquiry on file, and I will pretty much work that into my schedule and get it covered for you. Okay. All right. So let's see. R. Kelly is a Capricorn. He was born January 8th, 1967. Pretty much everybody knows who R. Kelly is, or at least knows about his current situation. Some people may not know about his current situation, or may not even have the thought to really look into his current situation. I would think that it's really important to know, because especially if he's not out in the media as much, if somebody's not really into him in terms of his situation, particularly like that, they may have been wondering, where is he? What has he been up to? Because typically as a celebrity, you would be out there. You would be out in the media. You would be out. You would be pretty much expressing yourself, pretty much keeping your, pretty much maintaining your celebrity status, or at least having someone maintain your celebrity status for you. Okay, so let's see what we can gather about his situation. I'm pretty sure that increments of his case will show up here again, in terms of clarification, in terms of pretty much an expansion of what we already covered. Okay. All right. Okay. Something is a smart move. Something is a smart move. So he himself could be making a smart move, or that could pretty much relate to the kind of communication that I get receiving. That's the kind of communication that he could be receiving from someone. So his situation is that he is dealing with, he's pretty much dealing with the legal system, and his allegations and claims, and what's going on with him in court and court visitations, and trying to get things approved for himself, especially during this time that we're in quarantine. Something may turn around in his favor in that sense if he, the spirit is saying change lawyer. So that could be something that he is in the works of doing. That could be something that he could be having a conversation with someone that's really close to him, trying to get that kind of insight. Should I change the lawyer that I have? I think they messed up something. I think they slipped up. Should I discuss with them? Should I keep them on board? That person, that appointed attorney that he was given, like I said from the last reading, they have an assistant, and that assistant may be taking over the place of the lawyer that he already has. In terms of his private life or his personal life, I would deem everything that's going on with him. He could be finding out about a secretive money deal surrounding his case, or parts of that he doesn't really know about yet, or he's going to find out about it. So those are elements that are pretty much seeping in from the other case. There's this element of suing, or possibly, there's this element of suing or needing to sue someone, and that could be something going on either attached to his lawyer or someone that his lawyer is attached to, like the lawyer's adjunct, the attorney's adjunct, something that they did, something that they were responsible for doing with social media, may come up to the surface in the sense of his personal and private affairs intertwined with his case. Okay. All right, so R.Kelly has Gemini energy underneath. This is lovers. Lovers energy does not only have to be the sign of Gemini necessarily. It could be a partnership that he's in with a lawyer, a partnership that he's in with his ex-wife, that's an Aquarian, a partnership that he's in, could even be a love partnership that he, thought he was going to have. So there's a love partnership that he thought he was going to have. It could be with a Gemini or an external sign, but we'll find out who or what that energy is. Okay. Could even be a business deal. The Seven of Pentacles energy is here in the starting point. This is his energy and that of other earth sign energies like Taurus, like other Capricorns, like Virgos, etc. They work in the court system. So when I ran through external earth sign energies, they do work in the court system. They are assets to his case in some, and they are an asset to his case, but doing research on. So the Seven of Pentacles, he may be doing research on someone particular, new to the case, someone in particular that is new to his case, new to his situation. He could be doing research on, or he could have asked an agent or a manager to pretty much do that research for him, but don't want to pay. So when I ran through all of that as well, he may not want to pay a manager. He may not want to pay an assistant of some kind that he does have, that is someone that is appointed to him. He may not want to pay, or someone that's appointed to him, he could be setting out that person to do research on him, to do research for him pertaining to an asset to his case, or something's critical. So when I say the asset to his case, it could be a person, it could be an object, it could be a piece of evidence, it could be a file that he's trying to get someone in the court that could be working on his side, or that was appointed to him to do that research, to find that file, to find that file, or to find that information to attribute to his case or help his case in some way. But it's a person. So the Seven of Pentacles, he's like, it's a person. It's somebody that it's a man, it's a woman, that they could be attorneys. The Spirit is telling me that it's it could be an external earth sign, or any other zodiac sign, that there are two male and female attorneys that they're great assets to his case in some way, but have a secretive file. So there's an external male and female attorney external that has been appointed to his case as replacement. They've been appointed to his case as a replacement, and something's going on where they have already been given his files, they have already been given his material, or his file or his information pertaining to what they're going to use in terms of his case there. Okay, so what's happening here is that if somebody's recommending he deal with this external male and female, the energy that's coming through, he's saying that he doesn't want to pay them, or the court is appointing that those two attorneys to his case that they're different. I feel like they're new. I don't feel like this is someone that he's already dealing with. I feel like those two people are new, and I do feel like if he doesn't want to come out of pocket, if he doesn't want to go into his own finances or contact or interact with his current lawyer to issue out payments to these two new attorneys, then the court is going to already take care of those payments towards those two attorneys that are going to be appointed to his case. They have material. So when I ran through all of that, those two attorneys, whether they're male or female, could be two males, could be two females, doesn't matter. In terms of communication, they do have his material. They do have a document that needs to be signed. They have a document that needs to be signed, that they may be bringing into his case, but didn't know he had to sign. So Seven of Pentacles, he didn't know that he had to sign that document. So I was getting secretive material and secretive files and secretive communication and things of that nature that could pretty much give him a sort of a approval early on, so he wouldn't have to through May. So this could be something that is already occurring through May going into June, where he possibly his situation, the spirit is telling me something about September. So this Seven of Pentacles is July, so something that's going on with his case and paperwork and material, and need to sign a specific document, an external what do you call it? An external attorney separate from the one that he has, or his two attorneys. They have that material, they have those documents, but makes money off of. So the Seven of Pentacles, there's two separate attorneys that he's dealing with pertaining to his case. They make money off of those materials. They make money off of a file he didn't sign. Somebody makes money off of a file that he didn't sign, a document that he didn't sign. How they're making money off of that, I don't really understand. They're making money off of that prolonged. They're making money off of it because, I understand. Somebody's making money, a document that he didn't sign, he may not have been given to on purpose to sign at a particular time. So what's happening is that those two separate attorneys, those external attorneys there as an extension, or as the spirit is saying that they're some sort of asset to his case, they do have a file or a document that he needs to sign, but they could have given it to him earlier is the energy that I get. But the reason why it wasn't given to him earlier, or wasn't directly given to his lawyer earlier on, is because because there's this idea of, if they hold on to that document longer, or they prolong the situation longer, that's just more money into their pockets. So that's more money into their pockets. He's thinking that he wants to have a discussion with someone about suing those two external. They're white. The spirit is saying that they're white. So this could be like a white female attorney that's external from, doesn't like him. So there's a white female attorney. It could be a Gemini. I don't know. There's a white female attorney, and a male attorney that they're both Caucasian, and something's going on where they don't like him. And I keep getting this idea of making money off of. They're making money off of his case. They're making money off of not giving him a particular document to sign at a particular time, and it has to do with his approval. It has to do with during the situation with the COVID and him being out, and him being I get see children also. It has something to do with him being out during this particular time where we're in quarantine, during the COVID situation. It has to do with that, and it also is intertwined with him visiting his children, or even seeing his children. Why they do that? So the Seven of Pentacles, the spirit is like, why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? And that's a financial deal for them. That's a financial deal for those two separate attorneys that have been appointed to his case. Or there's an element where the spirit may not understand why were they even appointed to his case, period. But this idea, I get a racist kind of feeling also. So somebody that is in his case or intertwined with his case, manipulating his case from behind the scenes, that something's going on with them with racism and prejudice, and not giving him a document. That's why they're not giving him some type of document. So with the knowledge of that, and with the knowledge of what they've been given, the spirit said what they've been given, with the knowledge of what they've been given, and he could end up doing research into who particularly has that information that could save his situation or pretty much clear up his situation earlier on than it really than they claimed that it couldn't have been covered up, or they claimed that they couldn't fix at a particular time, etc. So this is prolonging a situation so that somebody could just make money, so that somebody can make extra money, so that someone I keep getting this idea of seeing his children. So it's really intertwined with him seeing his children, not seeing his children at a particular time. So it just depends on what's going on there. And there's this idea of wanting to sue, needing to, when he finds out. So wanting to sue when he finds out what's going on. When he finds out about a document that he wasn't given to on purpose. Somebody's prolonging the fact that they have to give him that document, period. They have to give him that. They have the sitting around somewhere. Someone just has the document sitting in their file cabinet somewhere. They're not giving him the document. They don't want him to see the document, or they don't want him to see the details of the document, whatever it is, which is really interesting. So I do get this. It's a Seven of Pentacles energy. I do get that it does involve his money. It does involve his assets. It involves his money. It involves his assets. It involves him. It involves him being out during this quarantine situation. It involves him giving money to his children, or just seeing his children, period. You know, one of his children could be an earth sign. I don't know the signs of the children necessarily, but their birthdays weren't necessarily given. I can understand why their birthdays weren't given. But there's this there's this energy of trying to see the children, and there's this kind of this inhibition of somebody setting up a situation where he can't do that, or there's this element of him trying to do that, but has to sign a document. He's trying to do that. One element, he may be trying to do that, but he also has to sign a document. But they're not trying to give him a document, or they're prolonging the case. They're prolonging the fact that they could give him a document earlier on for him to sign. And it can have something to do with release and approval for release, or or to get an approval for a temporary release. So they have that playing around with it. They have the document, they're just playing around with it. They have the file, they're playing around with the file. They have the file and distributing. They have the file and they're distributing the file to an external source, whatever the situation is there. But it has something to do with their shady business deal. It has to do with their shady business deal, not his, their shady business deal. Like their separate external shady business deal that they have orchestrating surrounding his case. But it's disgusting. So when I said that, also something that's really disgusting about that, racism and prejudice is intertwined with a shady business deal. That's how somebody is making their money. You know what I mean? That's how somebody's making their money out of his case, but by it through his children. So when I said that, also, when I ran through all of that, somebody's trying to make money that way, but they're trying to do it like directly or indirectly through his children, or their children are like bait in a sense for this situation because they agree. So when I say children are like, they're trying to use the children to reel in a situation, clear up a situation, but the children agree with something, or somebody could have pulled his children aside through phone calls. They could have pulled the children aside, house visits, whatever it is that they did in terms of a lawyer and an attorney that he has, or external attorneys, made it their responsibility to have an interaction with the children and say, you're not going to see your father, and you may not see your father for this amount of time. But every time I go on these examples, I get this idea that something is disgusting, and someone is behind the scenes pulling aside his children, having those kind of discussions with his children. You're not going to see your father at this particular time. He's not coming out. He's not giving you money, or one element about this, they could be trying to take part of their money. So there's a situation here with his children where someone external, or there's external attorneys that were appointed to his case that he doesn't know. So there's two attorneys that have been appointed to his case. Those two attorneys, like from earlier on in the reading, the spirit is saying he doesn't know those attorneys, and something about one of them or both of them have been interacting with his wife or his children, and they're trying to get a cut of the amount of money or child support that is going to his children. But that could be what is disgusting about the situation. They had to discuss that. So when I ran through all of that, they had to discuss that. Those external attorneys that have been appointed to his case, they had to with the court. They had to discuss that with the court. How can we how can we keep him, how can we benefit off of his child support? He doesn't know that we're benefiting off of his child support, but it's giving me this idea of attorney. So it's an attorney that is somehow benefiting off of his child support, or his child support deal, that his child support approval, child support deal that they had sanctioned for him, that they were supposed to discuss with him. They went separately on their own to have that discussion so that they could get a cut of his child support. But why do they need, so the Seven of Pentacles, why do they need to have a cut of my children's child support? Why do they need to have that kind of deal running? What does wife know? So when I went through all of that, he's asking, his energy is asking, does his wife know? Does the wife know about these money deals? Does the wife know about what an attorney is doing? Does the wife know about 2 attorneys that have been appointed to his case, that they're trying to figure out a way to feed off of his child support? Because there's a level of money, there's a percentage of money here that is going to his children, but it could be more. So the Spirit's saying it could be more. So whatever percentage of money that is going to his children, there's a percentage of that money that is greedy attorney. There's a percentage of that money that is going to a greedy attorney. The Spirit said a greedy attorney. So either this particular attorney or attorneys he doesn't know or he hasn't met yet, or it could be one that he's already seeing that is stealing part or percentage of his child support. So he's trying to figure out, does the wife see that? Does the wife see? But I get angst with the wife. So there's this energy here where his wife may have angst, doesn't see something. The wife may have angst. The wife may also, his ex-wife may also not see something, especially with these attorneys, or the Spirit was saying Caucasian. It could be Caucasian attorneys, or the attorney that he has. Something isn't right about, I keep getting child support. Something isn't right with what is happening with a deal that he had, that somebody discussed with him about where his child support is going, or where a percentage of his child support is going. So there's a need. That could be where the suing is coming from. That could be where all the energy with the suing is coming from, and suing attorneys that were appointed to his case, and whatever it is. And one situation needs evidence. One situation of it, and one increment of it, is that he needs evidence. He needs to figure out a way to get evidence. He could be hiring or hooking up someone external. I get through social media, or this could be a social media communication that he has somebody pretty much looking out for his situations and cases and updates on his case. Somebody manages that for him. So he may be appointing someone to get research to see, or investigate to see what is going on. What is going on with the money? What is going on in my case? What details that help his case? Details that could just help his case. He could be sending someone out to get those details that could potentially help his case out. So the Four of Wands energy in the waiting position. Investigation. The Four of Wands is investigating the current situation. The Four of Wands is investigating the court system, or what they did, or lost document. What they did, they also lost a document. They lost a really important document as well. So, but interferes with personal life. So what is going on with that? It's interfering with his personal life. It may be interfering with his children directly or indirectly, but they talk. So something interfering with his children indirectly or directly. The children have been talking, and him trying to communicate with someone, have a discussion with the children. Someone external could have just pulled the children aside to have a discussion with them, but they don't believe something. So when I say that, also the children may not be believing something, or they don't understand something, or they need to comply. The children also need to comply with something that has been offered to them, or something that that they've been given on their own. Some type of information that the children have been given on their own, or he himself could be trying to talk to investigate. He himself could be trying to talk to his children, to ask one of his children, investigate. Hooking up someone to talk to the children, investigate. Whatever the situation is there. What did you hear? What was offered to you? What did you hear? What was offered to you? What has been going on? What have you been seeing? What has your mama doing? Who has your mother been talking to? Who's this attorney? Who are these visitors that you've been given? What are these visitors that have been coming to the house, but they don't want to talk to? So visitors coming to the house, or visitors coming to see the children. The children may not want to talk to those visitors. Does he not want to talk to those visitors? It just depends on what's going on. Or so someone, I get this idea of him trying to send, or trying to figure out a way to get someone to have that kind of interaction with his children, to get an idea of what's going on. What did they receive? So what did they receive? Clearly, how much did they receive? Seven of Pentacles those energies there. How much he wants to know how much his children receive, or he wants to know where's the rest of it. Where's the rest of, like I said earlier on in the reading, where's the rest or the percentage of money that's missing from what his children receive. So henceforth, that's why he's doing the investigation. So he could be trying to figure out a way. Did you get I'll just put out a random amount of money. Did you get the 100,000 that I sent you? Did you get that was in your college account that I have set aside for you? Was the 100,000 deposited there? Just an example. And a percentage of that is missing because greedy attorney. A percentage of it is missing because of a greedy attorney, or a greedy attorney is trying to get their hands on the children's college, or part of the children's college fund. But that was promised to them. So I'm looking at the Four of Wands. It was promised to them. So something that was secretively promised to an attorney or an attorney's external that is involved with his case. Something that was promised to them. Or a cut. It could even be just a cut of his own money. But a cut of his own money would mean that a cut of his children's money gets extracted out as well, because of greedy attorneys or a greedy attorney trying to get a cut of that. And the spirit is like, somebody doesn't understand why they need to have a cut of that money. That's why the Four of Wands energy is in a waiting position, needing to investigate needing to investigate attorneys. Could be a fire sign energy that's an attorney, or sign external. Could be like an Aries. It could be Aries, like from the last reading, it could be Aries female, or Sag, Leo, fire sign energies that are females, but also family member. So when I said that, also, something's also going on here with his family member. Something's going on with the family member and a secretive deal. Something's going on with the family member and a secretive deal. The family member that could be a family member he doesn't really talk to. It could be, I don't know, a cousin, I don't know, something random like that. Someone in his family may look after his children. It could be a family member. I don't know what's going on with his mother and his father and those kind of situations. I don't know if somebody's living there or not, but someone like a matriarch kind of energy, could be like an energy of like a motherly figure. Doesn't have to be. I don't know if his mother's living necessarily. Somebody that they're trying to get money for themselves. Somebody that is in his family is trying to get money for themselves somehow. So their communication, their communication as well is through his lawyers. So they're also somebody in his family, like a matriarch energy, could be male or female, doesn't matter. Someone that is older in his family environment, they're trying to figure out ways to get close. Like somebody in his family may be either trying to get close to his case, get closer to him, or get closer to his children, ask his children questions. That's why I said the children confused. The children don't understand why they're being asked. The children don't understand why they're being asked something specific. And it could be from a nosy family member. It could be from a nosy family member, or a family member that's trying to look over them, watch over them. And they may not need a family member to really look after them. Most of the children that he has, they're older. So they may not necessarily need a family member to look after them, but the family member is insisting that they do, trying to get closer to money. So a family member that he has, they're trying to get closer to his children's money, like a family member that he may not really deal with, or that he may not have been given money to, but was promised something. So a family member that he doesn't really deal with, or a family member that he didn't really, deal with in terms of especially if it's financial. He may, some type of family member that he has, they may have been trying to get money for years. They may have been trying to get money out of him or out of his situation for years. So what's happening, that's why it could also be where the communication is coming from. I understand. That could be where the communication is coming from, with the interactions with the children and trying to get college fund, the interactions with the children and trying to get a cut of the children's college funds, or the children's money. There's another distant relative. His energy is saying that person is like a distant relative and leech. There's a distant relative that's like a leech of some kind. They're trying to, but feel really settled with a situation. So a distant relative that he has, that distant relative feels really settled with the predicament that he's in right now. Money deal. They feel really settled with the predicament that he's in right now because they're in a secretive money deal with either his attorney or their own attorney, or those external attorneys. One of those attorneys may have been helping secretly helping a distant relative that he has. some type of relative. It doesn't have to be a distant relative. It could just be ignored. It could be a relative that he has that he may have ignored for years, or he may not have been paying attention to their financial situations for years, may not have been giving them. Somebody may have felt really entitled to the money that he was making, and he may not have been giving that distant relative or that family member money. So what's happening, they're trying to figure out a way to contact his attorneys, or appoint their own, or pretty much dig up one that they dig up one that they could find to interact with his own, or interact with the court appointed one that he didn't meet yet, or he doesn't know about, whatever it is. And they've been working out a financial deal behind his back, behind his case, so that they could get a percentage of that money for him. But it's some part of that, it does belong to his children, but somebody's trying to get their hands on that money. But also attorneys are trying to get their hands on that money. There's a family member that's trying to hook up an attorney to get their hands on that money. Whatever it is, it's really crazy. Like, it's really crazy. But greed is there's greed on the foundation of his case and his situation. There's greed behind the scenes of that. There's greed there. There's family members that want bite off more than they could chew. There's family members that are trying to bite off more than they could chew out of his situation. So what they're doing is they're trying to call the court. They're trying to call the court. They're trying to set up meetings with the court, the judge. They're trying to set up these meetings behind the scenes. Can you figure out a way so I could get a percentage of his assets come to me? You know? But I get this idea of, it's a really interesting situation. I don't know if this is something that is currently happening, or happened already, or is happening currently. Whatever the situation is there, they has been doing something for a while. Also, the Four of Wands could be like a representative of, it could be, what do you call it? It could imply the energy of April. Like something could have been happening since April. Could be like last year, April, this year, April. Something could have been going on since then. You know, something could have been happening since then with a relative and his children and attorneys, and then their needs, somebody's needs that they've been discussing behind the scenes, you know. But why do they need that? So every time when I'm going on these examples, Spirit's like, why did they need that? Somebody's like, something that somebody's asking for is pertaining to money, yes. Something that I also get a file. Somebody doesn't understand why a file is needed. Someone doesn't understand or why he needs it. Why someone could be a family member, a relative, an attorney, external. Why do they need it? But they need it because they want to make money off of it. They need it because they want to make money off of the file or whatever it is. But it could just be something simple as having his signature on something that someone wants to make money off of. But I also get make fun of. Somebody wants to make fun of. Someone also wants to. What's another craziness? Someone wants to make money off of. Someone also wants to make fun of. But somebody making fun of something, they're making money off of it. Whatever it is. It's really convoluted. It's really something sadistic also. I'm touching the Four of Wands. It's really sadistic. Someone's thought process like that is sadistic, you know? The President has the Death card, sign of Scorpio. So he could have the Scorpio energy around him. So many energies that he could possibly have around him pertaining to his case and his personal life. The Death card energy is here energetically, information. The Death card energy is here energetically because of information that he's potentially going to receive. Externals. It has something to do with external, what do you call it? An external, what do you call that? I just had the word in my head. Kind of like an external source or an external, someone trying to like involve themselves in his case. It's embarrassing. Someone trying to involve themselves in his case that they're external. He may be deeming to be embarrassing. Something may be embarrassing about it or knowledge of it. It's just somebody's knowledge of it. Or somebody's knowledge of it could be embarrassing. If it's Death card energy, but needs the information. So the Death card energy in the present, something could be embarrassing in terms of some type of relation. I meant to say something could be embarrassing about some type of relationship. Information that he could possibly be receiving. But the Spirit also said like relationship, or the Spirit almost made me say relationship. So something could be really interesting going on with something he doesn't see about it. So something's going on really interesting with a relationship that he's in with someone, and that's why the Lover's energy is underneath. So literally could be a Gemini or a partnership that he has. I also get Sun. Something's going on interesting with his son, or like the relationship or bond that what they did. So something really interesting is going on with his son, or something that his son did. Someone that his son knows, someone that his son was told, someone I get asked, someone that his son asked. So his son may have asked somebody a really interesting question, or his son was asked a really interesting question, and some the details. So that could go two different ways there. His son was asked his son was either asked a really interesting question, or the son asked like asked a really interesting question. And it could have something to do with finances and money. I also get will. Somebody asked about wills and those kind of things. Or somebody asked his children or his son. The spirit said his son. Someone asked his son about a will. You know? Someone asked his son about a will. Like someone's cryptic about it though. So somebody asked his son about a will or the formation of one. Like somebody in the works of. So when I said formation of one, he could be aware. Is he? I mean, the formation of one in the sense somebody's creating it. So if he doesn't know about it, or he may have one, like he may have one on his own. But I also get this element secretive. I also get this element something is secretively happening with a will, or his own will, or him not knowing that somebody's creating one, or someone's trying to formulate without his signature. Somebody's trying to formulate or get one. What do you call it? Somebody's trying to create one or kind of like formulate one without his signature. Like he could be trying to get, I understand. He could be trying to create a will, but that could be what the files and the documents and the signing, this, that, and the third energy was coming from the beginning as well. But don't want him to sign. So when I said that, they don't want him to sign his own will. Does he want to sign it? I don't know. I mean, I would think that it needs to be signed. Like it needs to be signed. Like someone may not want him to sign it yet, or they want him to sign it. So the signing it, I forgot what the benefit is. The signing it or formulating it and creating it and getting it signed, not getting it signed, and somebody asking that, or somebody already, if he isn't aware of it by himself, if he didn't already have that design to do on his own, someone else is doing that, or someone trying to get signature put. I don't know. Somebody's trying to like get the signature off. Oh, I understand. If somebody. Oh, what's this? Signing off on a will. I'm trying to understand. Signing off on a will mean approval. Signing off on a will would imply that he would be in approval. Like he would be in I don't know too much of that kind of system with the will signing, and I'm trying to do my best with what spirit is trying to get me to interpret. In terms of a will, if he formulated this himself, someone trying to get him to sign. Like someone could be trying to get him to sign off on one. He may not be. I mean, his children are still young. And he's still young, so he would still be considered young. So I don't see how. I think somebody trying to get him to sign off on that early. Somebody's trying to get him to sign off on it early for some reason. Like they're trying to. Like I'm being drawn towards the wife. So either she is trying to be put on that. If she isn't, like something's going on. Oh, I understand what's going on. The family member situation, like the distant relative, or the spirit was also trying to bring in the wife and the son. Something's going on here. Okay, if this is a situation where a family member, like a distant trying to be a part of will, so a family member's trying to be a part of a will. So if he doesn't know, if he didn't create this on his own, and he already has it like outlined the way he wants it, so his kids are on it, his wife is on it, whoever else is on it, somebody external, like a distant family member, or a girl he doesn't talk to. There's a girl that he doesn't really talk to. There's a female that he doesn't really talk to or deal with, or they're trying to get their name signed into that will. So this could be something that he had already outlined, but someone's trying to add themselves to it so they can benefit. So that's why the death card energy is the process. The death card energy is because somebody is in the process of trying to do that. So if he already has, okay, if I create a will, right? If I create a will and I say I want this, that, and third person on it, I already sign a duplicate. So when I said that also, somebody's trying to make a duplicate of that will. Someone's trying to make a duplicate of that document that he signed with his children and his wife or whoever else on it. Someone's trying to make a duplicate of it or get it reprinted so that they can add in somebody external that I keep getting that he doesn't talk to, so that they can add in someone external that the spirit is saying he doesn't even talk to, he doesn't deal with, he doesn't even bother to see, he wasn't given money to. They're trying to figure out a way to add themselves to that, re-edit the will so that they can put themselves into that situation. That's why the death card doesn't know. The death card energy is in the present because he doesn't know that somebody's behind the scenes trying to get that trying to get that to work for themselves. But it's really dirty. So when I said that also, it's really dirty that someone is trying to do that. So back to the idea of the son being asked, are they okay with? The son is being asked, are they okay with whatever the conversation is? Somebody's running through a list of whatever's gonna happen, this, that, and the third, or something they have planned, and they're asking the son, are you okay with this? You know, are you okay with are you okay with your money being split with a relative? Are you okay with the money being split with of your father's ex or whoever, your father's cousin, your father's whoever? So somebody's trying to figure out a way to discuss that with the children and the wife first. Because I get this idea that he either created one or he didn't yet, and somebody's trying to recreate the will. Somebody's trying to recreate a will or recreate a document that implies that he has more he's somebody trying to add on more beneficiaries to the situation that don't really need to be there. Whatever the situation is, which is really crazy and it's shady. It's a really shady. It's a death card is because he doesn't know that. You know, or something about that he doesn't know, or he hasn't been told, but that's what the secretive meetings were about. So when I said that from the last reading, that's what the secretive meetings are about. That's what the secretive meetings that he was exempt from, that's what those meetings are about, that he doesn't know. So there's a need, somebody needs to communicate with a manager or an agent to find out what's going on, but not reliable. So a manager or like an agent of some kind that's, you know, a part of his celebrity status that looks over, manages him in that sense. They still do, even if he's in the situation that he's in, they still manage him or look after his social media affairs and this, that, and the third. They still look after that, but some element about them, they're not reliable. They could be a Scorpio or a Gemini. Someone may not be reliable in that sense. You know, so the son is like, you know, the son is like, are you okay with this? Somebody, either that's the son's voice or somebody's asking the son, are you okay with this deal? Are you okay with this? You know, are you okay with this and this incorporation, this implementation, whatever? Are you okay with this? We're just gonna reprint this. Your name is still on it. We're just gonna reprint it so that we can add whoever. You know. Which is really interesting that somebody's trying to have that kind of discussion with his son or his wife. I was getting the wife. Also, somebody could be trying to, if the wife, I would think that the wife would be on it. I don't know. So either he knows that or he doesn't know that. It's really interesting. The Two of Pentacles is in the future. Two of Pentacles energies in the future there, and the Instincts has the Page of Cups. This could be the energy of a child or one of his children. I don't know what their signs are. The Spirit was giving me something about the sun. The Page of Cups, an apology. In the Instincts, there's an apology in his instincts there, or it's just a younger person. He could be dealing with this energy. This could be the energy of one of his children. You know, that could be, he's thinking about a daughter. So the Page of Cups, it doesn't necessarily have to, his daughter doesn't have to be a water sign necessarily. It's just something's going on with one of his daughters showing up here like a page. He may want to talk to or apologize to. But what she's aware of as well. So I'm looking at her energy is what she's aware of or what she knows. Something that she's aware of, like it's in her instincts. It's in his instincts, I should say. It's something that she's aware of that what do you call it? It has something to do with something that she's aware of, particularly. One of his daughters and his son. Or his daughters and his son, period. I would think all his children would be shown up as a Page of Cups, a page of something, a page, they're younger than him. So they would be shown up here either as the energy of his children or just that they want to give him. So the energy of his children and also an apology that the children want to give him. Or he wants to apologize to his children. Or the children may feel the need to apologize for something as well. You know? Or something that they know they may have been asked to not share with him. So if they allow him to go visit his children, spend time with his children, the children may have been asked to not talk about something specific, and it could have something to do with the will situation, that deconstruction of it or something, like the deconstruction of the will of a will or the formation of one. So the children were already given that information, and they may have been asked to not share with him. So if he ends up in a situation where he's working out a deal, but that's why something is prolonged. So when I said him working out a situation, or working out a deal where he can see the children more, spend time with them, something's also going on there. That's why something is prolonged. Like, that's the reason into why something is prolonged. It's giving me this idea of will formation, or deconstructing a will, and putting people on it, and money. But there's this element of the Death card energy. Why does someone want to do that without him present? Like, someone, like, his energy, like, he may not understand why someone wants to do that without him present. Hence the reason for the meetings with the signature, forging. Hence the reason for forging his signature onto documents. He doesn't understand, or he doesn't know it yet, that is even happening. He doesn't know that that's happening. Some part of it he doesn't know what's happening. I mean, I would think that someone wouldn't know that someone's forging their signature on documents for payments and wills, and deconstructing the will and formation of the will, or just regular college funds and money, period, that somebody's just trying to get their hands on for whatever reason, but didn't pay attention to. So when I ran through all that, someone's trying to do, whoever it is trying to do that, family member or a friend or whoever. So he wasn't paying attention to the person. Whatever, he wasn't paying attention to them, but envious. So whoever that is, they were envious or of his success. The envy is coming from the fact that he wasn't paying attention to somebody. I mean, I could understand he wasn't paying attention. So that could be the energy of an ex. That could be the energy of an ex of some kind. Or the spirit is giving me this idea of a boss. That when I said that, also something's going on here with a boss, or a boss could be somebody that he deemed to be like a boss to him, is doing something really, like, something interesting like that. But talk to kids. So someone that was like is like a boss to him, or however many bosses he has, so like a manager or something. They had a conversation with his kids. Is it okay Is it okay for me to join this with you? I'm going to be I'll just create like a mock dialogue for a second. A manager he has, or somebody that's like a boss to him, they're pulling his children aside, getting comfortable with. They're pulling his children aside, and they're trying to get really comfortable with the kids. So they're like, are you going to feel okay if I join in this? Are you going to feel okay if I add my financial information to your, whatever, some really interesting situation that is going on behind the scenes like that. Something really interesting like that. Some type of money deal between the children, his ex, and manager. Like, something's going on. They're trying to taxes. They're trying to intertwine their taxes with his taxes. They're trying to have that going on behind the scenes. So all that involves the children, because the children are dependents that he can no longer file because of his situation. So somebody filed them. Someone's trying to file his children as dependents. So that could be the energy of his wife. That could be, or someone that works with the wife. That's okay for her to do. That's okay. But someone external, like a manager or a boss or another family member, is trying to file his children as dependents. Something really crazy about that. Like, someone's trying to do that with his information. Someone's trying to do that with his information. They're trying to have his children as dependents because of his situation. He's in a predicament that he's in. He can't do anything with taxes. He can't do anything really that much taxes because it's his predicament. So the children are, because their existence, their information, somebody deems that, I know it sounds really interesting. Because what they have attached to them is a money-making situation. What the children have attached to them is a money-making situation for somebody's eyeballs. Somebody's eyeballs are big with the children's separate information. Their documents, their birth certificates, their signatures. Somebody wants that. Somebody needs that as trying to get the children to be like a beneficiary of some kind. But not him. They're just trying to use his signature so that it would work out in their favor. So that's either the energy of like a boss that he has, or like a manager. Something's going on there with like a manager. But wife helps. So when I say that, also his wife helps a manager, or somebody that looks over his situation. Somebody there. The wife helps them. It could be the wife's. It could be a wife. It could be the wife's lover. If the wife has his ex-wife has a lover of some kind, I would think that she would be dating or dealing with somebody. But trying to file children as dependents. So when I ran through all of that, the wife, somebody that the wife is his ex-wife is dealing with, they're trying to file his children as dependents. That's why I said somebody is asking the son questions and the embarrassed. Somebody's asking the son questions. The son is embarrassed. The children are embarrassed because somebody that the mother is dealing with, like either it's his manager, I don't know, she's romantically dealing with someone, like a guy. It could be a Gemini or a Scorpio. I don't know. We'll figure that out soon. But someone that she's dealing with intimately, someone that the wife or the ex-wife or some ex, he had somebody that is that he was dealing with, that they are now a woman that he was dealing with, they are now dealing with someone intimately, but their intimacy, and I keep getting filing children as dependents, their intimacy involves them getting involved with his information and his children's information, and that implies them filing his children as dependents. Especially if the wife decides to remarry, or what do you call it? Especially if the wife decides to remarry or date someone, and somebody wants to be a part of somebody external wants to be a part of his children's life. He wants to be a part of his children's life, but I do feel like someone external that has been brought into the picture is trying to file his children as a dependent. Someone that he doesn't even really, I get this idea that people are kind of crawling out of holes out of nowhere. That's the idea that his situation is giving me, that people are crawling out of holes out of nowhere to be a part of his children's lives, but they want to be a part of his children's lives because they want to be a part of the financial part of his children's lives. They want to benefit off of the kids, or what the kids have been left. So the son particularly is being asked numerous questions. The son is being asked numerous questions. Are you okay? The mother is like, the mother could be dealing with someone new, or his manager, his boss, someone is intimate that is going on there. Someone she's just dealing with, period, some dude. And the dude is asking the kids, are you okay with me taking over? Are you okay with me taking over? Somebody's asking one of the children that, are you okay with me taking over this situation, financial situation? Your mom, are you okay with me? And are you okay with me being in my information being intertwined with yours? Are you okay with me being like a dad, like a father? Are you okay with me being a father figure to you in this way? But someone's trying to pull the wool over one of the children's eyes. Because someone's going on, I keep getting embarrassed. Someone may be really embarrassed with the children. The children may be embarrassed by I keep getting something that they were told, something they were asked, something that somebody pulled them aside to have a conversation with them about. They're embarrassed by that because they were asked to not say anything or reiterate something to him. The whole situation, that element about it is embarrassing. Which is really crazy. The Ace of Swords, energy is there. So if it's not only somebody trying to leech on to the children's situation, it's just somebody just trying to be, just somebody external, it's a dude that could be dealing with the wife or a manager or boss. They're just trying to figure out a way to get themselves intertwined with a financial deal, period, so that they can benefit. If it's not that deep, it could be. I don't think the spirit would drag me that far, pull me in that far to interpret it in that way if that wasn't what was going on. So the Ace of Swords energy is in the accomplishment in terms of an idea. A Seven of Pentacles is right next to the Ace of Swords. So, but finding out about something. So the Ace of Swords next to the Seven of Pentacles, finding out about it's a financial affair, money dispersed, finding out about how money's being dispersed that does belong to him. I mean, he's a living, breathing person. You know what I mean? He's still living, he's breathing. So I get a devious thought. He's living, he's breathing still. Somebody has a devious thought. Somebody around him, in this case, in the court, in the whatever the situation, a manager. Somebody has a devious thought. In preparation in their mind to get rid of. In preparation in their mind to get rid of some type of element of his situation. Somebody is like trying to figure that out. Which is crazy. Scared. So I'm looking at the Death card energy. He could be scared. However you want to look at get rid of in the sense where it could be like a part of his case. Get rid of an issue. Get rid of something going on with his case. Get rid of an issue. Get rid of a signature signing issue. Whatever it is, get rid of some. It has to do with benefits. So as I'm going through all of this, it's what is happening to him is because somebody's trying to get benefits, or somebody's trying to intertwine themselves with his benefits, trying to intertwine themselves with that. Somebody's trying to be a beneficiary that doesn't really need to be. That's why I said early on in the reading, why do they need to do? Why do they need to be? Why do they need to act? Why do they need to hook up this, that, and the third to be intertwined with this? This is my private situation. But it's giving me this. When I said that also, I get an X. X is ringing in my ear just now. The X is trying to do that. Or someone that the X is tied to could be helping her to that. Whatever it is, there's an X. There's multiple people that are trying to be intertwined really interestingly here. I get this idea of the mother of his children, somebody that she's dealing with, possibly. Or a boss, a manager. Then there's a distant relative that's greedy. Then there's a distant relative that's greedy. Something's going on there. Then there's a situation with an ex. That wants money. An ex that he has wants money. An ex that he has wants money. So that somebody's helping the ex. I get a guy that is tied to the ex that the ex could be newly dealing with is trying to help her to something there. Trying to help her to something there too. So convoluted. It's really convoluted. Like what he's dealing with there's a lot of entities attached here. I keep devious. So when I said there's a lot of entities attached, literally could be entities. There's a lot of entities of people and their energy attached to his situations. There's someone's devious that's going on behind the scenes there. Someone's really devious about it. But the Ace of Swords can save. I was getting that idea when I put the card down first. There's this idea of saving. It's right next to Seven of Pentacles. So either saving money or trying to save money. Himself. Trying to save himself. He's trying to save himself. Like there's that element of trying to save himself. Trying to save himself in some way. But he needs, the idea of saving himself is because of information. Hooking up someone, like I said from the beginning, hooking up someone to get the information. What did you gather? Hooking up someone to get some type of information. What did you gather? But I get a video. What did you gather from a video? Hooking up someone to gather some type of information from a video, from a tape, from a file. But something about it will save him. But only if he pays attention. So when I said that also, it has something to do with only if he pays attention. Like only if he pays attention will something save him. Something that he's not seeing, that he's not paying attention to. The Five of Cups energy is in the spiritual self, right next to the Four of Wands. I don't want to be here. So Five of Cups is right next to the Four of Wands. I don't want to be here. I don't know if one of his children is a Scorpio necessarily. Scorpio and Page of Cups energy is there. I just feel like he could be dealing with a Scorpio, yes. But I feel like this is Death card energy because of the situation. It's right at the center of the situation. So it's Death card information. It's just Death card because of information, all what information that is going on here that he doesn't see, he doesn't know. Doesn't know how to confront. He doesn't see, he doesn't know, and he also doesn't know how to confront that knowledge or how to get that knowledge. That's why the Ace of Swords is right next to the Seven of Pentacles. How to get the knowledge, how to get the knowledge, how to find it about his finances or what's happening with his finances. All that. Five of Cups and his spiritual self and sadness and doesn't know what to do. And depression. So he may be dealing with depression. He could be dealing with depression because of all that. He could be dealing with the serious hardcore depression. But I get this idea of something being metaphysical as well. So when I say that also something, that's why the spirit pulled me to say entities. When I say entities in a sense where I'm trying to add in people. When I say entities in terms of people's involvement, various people and their involvement with his situation, or entities, somebody may practice something mystically. Literally, somebody maybe that's why that could also be why he's in a situation that somebody's trying to practice. Somebody is practicing something mystically negatively though. Somebody's doing it negatively, or they're either doing it negatively or to get something to work in their favor. But and when I said that also, it's bringing me to this idea of meetings. So it's something that's going on in the meetings. Someone may do metaphysically there. Someone may do something mystically there. Or somebody in their meetings may practice some type of occultism. Somebody does that there in a meeting. that either he was in or he wasn't in. So there's that metaphysical drainage as well that is going on there. Or the Five of Cups energy right next to the Four of Wands. I keep getting doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be there. Like, he doesn't want to be where he is. He doesn't want to be there. You know? I'm looking at this side, and so much can help him. Like, there's so much that can help him. There's a lot that can help him, but doesn't see. There's a lot that can help him, but he doesn't see that he doesn't see what it is that can help him. But there's a lot there that can, you know. But it could be tied into the investigations and those kind of things. But if only I could do something on my own. So his energy is like, if only I could do something on my own. So asking someone to investigate some type of situation, his money, his children, his assets, instead of hooking up someone, the predicament that he's in, he has no choice but to hook up someone to investigate. But the Five of Cups is a sadness because he's like, if only I could just do the investigation myself. He can't. He has to ask somebody to do that. You know? He has to ask somebody to do it. And the idea of asking and making it worse. The idea of asking someone to investigate is just making it worse. You know? Investigate my bank account. Investigate my children's. What's going on with my children's information and wills and deconstructing it and reprinting it. Whatever. You know what I mean? All that stuff. Who's trying to be beneficiary? Whatever it is. You know? Hook it up someone to whoever he decides that he thinks is on his side. He's hooked up to do this kind of investigation. They're benefiting also. That's why the Death card energy is pointless. The Death card energy is there because something about that may be pointless to do. Because who he's asking to do that is also benefiting. Or they're working against him also. They're thinking that they're working with him, but they're working against him. Wow. The Five of Pentacles energy is in the mentality there as well. So you got Five of Pentacles energy is there. Okay. Five of Pentacles and money laws, but where it's going. Five of Pentacles and where some type of money is going. He's realizing where money is going. You know, the Page of Cups energy is there, but daughter may have an answer. So one of his daughters may have an answer. Son may have an answer. Son embarrassed. Children embarrassed because of what they were asked. Somebody, just a mock dialogue. Somebody's asking the kids, can I spend this on? So someone's asking, the spirit agrees. Somebody's asking one of the kids, can I spend this on this? Can I use this amount of money on that? But someone feels the need to ask the children that, or the wife. You know, can I use this? Somebody wants permission. Somebody external out of one of those situations wants permission to access his money and ask them, can I use this for that? I'm trying to pay for a car. One of his sons may want a car, you know, that could be why the son or somebody is embarrassed because of his situation. But it is his money that is for the kids. But one of the kids may feel odd asking for a car at this particular time because he's not in a good state. He's depressed. He's sad. He can't see them. See them very rarely. He may, but someone may want a car, you know. One of his children they're ready to drive, or they want a car, they want something. Or that could be the energy of an ex, or his wife, or a manager, or a distant relative that somebody may want a car. Some type of merchandise, some type of material thing somebody wants that they're nervous to ask for because it has something to do with paying for it. It implies that he used his money or his kid's money. Or it's his child that may want a car, or the kid doesn't already have a car. Or a license, if that be, whatever it is. That's why the Five of Pentacles energy is there. You know, if somebody's father, if a little girl's father is in jail, the little girl is like, you know, just as random, just as an example. If a little girl's father is in jail, the little girl is like asking the mom, "Can I have dollhouses? Can I have a new car?" If she's a big girl, if she's like a young adult or whatever, can I have this new dress? Can I have this Gucci, this, that, and the third? Does somebody feel the need to ask permission to even use it? You know. but shouldn't have to. So the Five of Pentacles, if the kids are doing that, the kids shouldn't have to ask. There's that. Somebody may not have, somebody has the children set up in a situation where they have to ask for that. Or the wife, somebody has to ask for that. Ask an attorney, ask an external attorney. Somebody has to go through somebody to ask for that. And he's like, they shouldn't have to, you know? Or somebody's just embarrassed. I kept getting this idea of embarrassment. Someone is embarrassed to act their need. Someone has a really interesting need that they're just embarrassed to act for the need. Whatever, or some type of need that somebody has they're embarrassed about for some reason. You know? Whatever it is. It's really interesting. What's changing is a sign of Virgo. So you got Virgo elements here. You got Gemini underneath. You got Virgo. You know? Somebody could be responsible for looking after his children. You got Scorpio energy here, into these Scorpio energies. You got Scorpio, you got Virgo. Which one of these is, as I'm talking about them, I get court appointed. So as I'm talking about them, someone's going to want a court appointed, like I said from the beginning, like a court appointed lawyer, court appointed attorney. Could be a Virgo, you know. There's a Virgo. That's why I said Seven of Pentacles energy is here. This could be something could be going on here with a Virgo element. I don't know if one of his children is a Virgo necessarily. You have Virgo. You got Scorpio. You got Gemini underneath. You know, him as a Capricorn. The Seven of Pentacles is his energy. That's why I said from the beginning, external could be external earth signs that could be working in the court, and this energy could be one that works in the court system. But they lied. So when I said that also a Virgo lied, like a Virgo element could have lied. Somebody that works in the court system lied. Like from the beginning. And documents and signing. And didn't turn something in. I'm looking at the Virgo. They didn't turn something in. They didn't turn something in for processing. Whatever it is, it could be his approvals and wills and whatever he's trying to do. Somebody didn't turn something in on purpose. Whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a Virgo. One of those elements, some element here. Someone didn't give in something that they were asked to give in, whatever. Or it's just Hermit energy. It's Hermit energy in a changing position, but finding clarity. So Hermit energy, if it's to the situation, he could be finding clarity. Someone may be coming in with some type of clarity for his situation. Someone could be coming in with that. And it could be a Virgo. Or another earth sign, or Scorpio, whoever. Somebody could be coming in with that some type of clarity for him. You know? But where's the money? So when I went through all that, where's the money? Like, sometimes when I sit quietly, I can actually pick up dialogue. Like, where's the money? Where's the money going? I didn't see him or her with that. Where's the money? Where's the file? Somebody lied, they didn't turn something in. Where's the whatever it is that he was waiting on, or he was trying to do? I'm looking at the Virgo energy. I keep getting the idea of prolong. Like somebody lied, they didn't turn something in because they need something to be prolonged. They need something to be prolonged. Hermit energy. He's realizing Hermit Death card, Five of Cups. He's realizing prolonged. He's just realizing something's just prolonged on purpose. Or one element about this, he doesn't know that something is being prolonged on purpose, and he thinks that, and he may be thinking, but doesn't have all the details. He also doesn't have all the details of what is going on behind the scenes. That whatever's going on behind the scenes is why something is prolonged the way it is. His situation, his approvals, his being out, whatever it is. But all those situations from before is the reason why. So, yeah, justice energy is in the resolution going towards the Two of Pentacles. So, justice justice brings in the energy of a Libra. It's bringing in the energy of a Libra. So, you got Libra now. You got Virgo. You got Scorpio. You know, the Page of Cups energy, Page of Cups showing up like, I feel like it would be the energy of his children, all of them. A son, Spirit was saying, I don't know what the sign of his son is necessarily. I don't know, but trying to make the kids say something. So when I say the energy of his son necessarily, someone trying to make the kids say something that something isn't right about what somebody's trying to make one of his kids say, or what they're trying to make be comfortable with, what they're trying to make the kids be comfortable with. That's why justice is in the resolution going towards the Two of Pentacles. So it's wills, it's beneficiary, it's using their money, it's whatever it is. Or his state, period. What his condition that he's in. Somebody asks a really odd question. Disturbing. Somebody asks a really disturbing question. Somebody asks a disturbing question. Someone is disturbed. That's why Five of Cups is in the spiritual self. And he doesn't. Somebody isn't telling him that those conversations are happening between somebody and his kids, manager and his kids, somebody from the court and his kids, his children, the wife and his kids, somebody there, somebody that the ex is talking to, and children. Somebody's having really cryptic, odd conversations there. And Death card with the Five of Cups, he feels scared. Something's scary about some part of this, and on his end, something's scary about it to him. It's scary, Something's really scary about it. You may need protection of some kind, With the Libra, is justice for the situation. I keep getting videos. Justice. He may get justice because of a video or a tape or a file. But whatever's on a video or a tape or a file could, like I said, Ace of Swords could save him. It could save him. Okay? Let me do an outcome because I got to go to the bathroom. All right, Eight of Pentacles, truth. He's working hard to figure out some type of truth. That's why the Justice is there. He could be interacting with Libra. Justice kind of brings in Ma'at energy, court systems, etc. Judge, interacting with a judge. What did you see? Interacting with a judge, what did you see? What did you see? So the judge asking him that, or he's asking the judge that? He's asking the judge that. Whatever it is. He's asking, what did you see? Somebody's asking, what did you see? What did you see? What kind of conversation did you see happen pertaining kids' money? So when I said, what kind of conversation did you see happening about my kids' money? What kind of conversation happened there? What kind of crazy question was my children asked? Who's trying to file my children as dependent? I get nonsense. Who's trying to file my children as dependent? Some of the element of nonsense with somebody trying to do that. If it's the mom, it's okay. Who she's tied to. So if the mom, it's okay. Somebody the mother is dealing with or dating, or just dealing with as in like manager like, business like. Somebody's trying to intervene really oddly there. But want him out the picture. So when I said that the mom of the mother of his children, someone that she's dealing with like intimately or like financially or like business wise, they want him out the picture. Or when I said ex, he has got more than one exes. They're men. So him having more than one ex, their men want him out the picture. Their men want to wean off. Their men want to wean off of something that he left for his children. Something that he has for him. They want to deconstruct wills. They want to formulate them. They want his signature put on it or forged on it so that they could henceforth get their share. It's disgusting. So it's really something really disgusting about that. It's really disgusting. All right, that is R.Kelly's extension reading. If you have questions, comments, or concerns about this, please feel free to, you know where to reach me. My emails are available. My IG is available. All right, be well. Take care. Bye.